Hi guys, welcome to my home practice, and today I would like to share with you Playful Pigeon. This is going to be a build up of chill and stretching positions into some nice fun energetic moves as well, and we'll just build into a nice pigeon pose. I picked this because I think most of us are feeling hips and lower back with maybe a little bit more downtime and maybe a little bit more walking in your world. So I figured this would be a nice way to get into some of those big muscle groups of the body and help bring them some nice relief, as well as bringing us a little bit of energy and movement. So I'm so glad that you're joining me. Thank you for tuning in. It means the world, and I hope you enjoy our practice. We'll take a little bit of time just to settle into our yoga vibe. And by doing this, maybe we let the eyes close so that we can settle into this more inward experience for ourselves. You don't need to really look out to me or to watch the screen. You can just allow yourself just to listen to my voice and be guided in that way. Connecting to the breath by just simply taking a breath. Feeling the body fill up and inflate with that inhale, to then feel, watch the body drop within that exhale. Well done for giving yourself the permission to take this little bit of time to escape onto your yoga mat. I know that, like me, you're probably doing your practice with family around you. And that's okay. That's just kind of life happening as we do our yoga. So just know that it looks a little bit different to when we join each other in class, and that's okay. That's sort of a fun little difference that we'll have for ourselves. So settling into the rhythm of your breath. Allow the breath time so that it has that opportunity to slow down, to go a little bit deeper. And just bringing you into this wonderful world of your more meditative space, your quieter space, one where you don't have to turn the brain onto its intellectualizing and analyzing plane. It's a little bit of a flip of a switch, but allowing ourselves to step more into our meditative mind is a beautiful gift. So turn inward, tune inward, just feel the steady rhythm of your breath inside of you. And just give yourself permission just to drop away from all that maybe arrived on the mat with you, and just sweep it off. So that maybe you just hear the sounds of your home. Depending on when you're tuning into this video, how the day is, how the weather is for you, the sounds of the day that you might be hearing. Allow the arms to float away, let the gaze lift, gather the hands together as you bring them down in front of the heart center. A sincere moment to remind you of this heartfelt intention for taking a little bit of time for self-care with your yoga practice. Namaste, guys. I hope you enjoy. Let's come around to taking the feet to either side of the mat, hands behind you to support you, and then you can start to lower your knees side to side as a way just to get into the hips and the lower back. No rush for this movement, so let yourself linger maybe where it feels a little tighter. Send breath into those areas too. Couple more each way. And then as you're ready, let's just find our center point. And from there, we'll bring ourselves down onto our yoga mat. Once you land, just take a moment to let the back body acclimatize. And then using your core muscles, lift your feet, bring your knees in, and let's start to rock and roll across the back, creating that lovely massaging movement for the back. The further you take the legs away from you, the more you'll bring your weight into your lower back, and the more you bring those knees in towards you, you'll bring your weight more into your mid-back. Just allowing yourself the time to get into all your nooks and crannies here. When you find your center point, let's use those core muscles to bring the feet down to the floor. Take the arms out like wings and walk your feet out to either side of the mat. We'll start to do that windshield wiping movement again of lowering the knees side to side. Adding in a head roll can be quite fabulous as well as you get into those neck muscles. What's kind of groovy to notice is that some of us will roll and synchronize the knees and the head together, and some of us will find that the head rolls off in its opposite direction. Let your knees land to your left and bring that left foot up onto that top leg for a little added weight if that feels good for you. Try looking out to your right side for this beautiful sense of wringing out the length of the spine from the tailbone into the tip of the neck. Nice big breath into all that sensation. And as you're ready, if that foot's up there, slip that off. Bring your body back through center, walk the feet in, bring the arms in, and just let yourself shift and lift as you need, just to let the body settle back in a new center point. And then we'll walk the feet back out, the arms back out, lower the knees right, turn to look left, and if you like, bring that right foot up onto that left leg. Use your breath to help you settle in. And allow yourself just to drop into this, to enjoy the sensations. You're never taking yourself to a point that feels overwhelming. If your foot's up on the leg, slip it off first, and using all that belly strength, bring your body back through center. Bring the arms in, bring the feet in, and again, any little rippling effects to help the spine realign. Let's bring our right ankle onto our left leg, and using some core strength, lift the head and wrap your hands around that left thigh as you bring it in towards you. Lay the spine back down, the neck back down, ensuring that you're drawing the chin gently down towards the chest, helping to find a little bit more length up the neck. Nice, easy breath. And if you need a little bit more support here, if this is a little strong, know that you can always just hang on to your pant leg, and it allows you a little bit more room to let that leg fall away. Some of you will actually find you can go a little bit further here, and you're wrapping your hand around the front of the shin. Be sure that you can lay the head back down again comfortably. Be aware that you're trying to let the shoulders relax here. and some pretty great sensation washing across the hip here. Send a nice wave of breath after that. Using core strength as we release our hold, we'll bring the sole of the foot into the floor and take the arms out like wings. Roll to this left hip and see if you can bring the bottom of the foot into the floor. Turn to look over to your right side to create this beautiful twist up the length of the neck. Let yourself settle into this. You want to feel like your knee is shining straight up to the ceiling, not collapsing in towards you. Nice, slow, long breath. Let yourself be here. Drop into this. Pulling those core muscles in, guys. Let's roll back to our back. Realign the spine as you go. Wrap your hands around this front shin and lay your left leg all the way out and all the way down. Trickle some movement out into the ankle, down into the foot and out into the toes. Then let's send this foot skywards and find somewhere on the leg that creates a good stretch and a comfortable support for you. Some of you will like the back of the thigh. Some of you will hold up the leg. Some of you might even manage to hang on to the foot. Whatever is comfortable for you. Create a great stretch for those hamstrings, nothing overwhelming. Come back to the breath. Remember, that's going to be your honest guide. If you can fully breathe in, fully breathe out, you know that you are here in somewhat comfort. If it's hard to breathe in, it's restricted to breathe out, you know that you've maybe taken your body a little too far. We'll bend into the knee and come back to that knee to chest hold. And from here, ease that leg all the way out, all the way down. Let the leg get heavy once it lands, and let yourself just have a moment just to feel the after effects. Maybe the leg grew a little bit longer. Maybe the leg just lays a little differently to that left side. Slipping your feet back onto the floor, bending back into the knees. Let's bring that left ankle onto the right leg. Pulling those belly muscles to help you lift the foot from the floor. Thread your hands around that right thigh and laying the head back down. Settle back into the stretch. In the yoga world, this is a variation on our pigeon pose. And so we kind of begin the start of our practice of pigeon. Some of you, you're not super fans of, and some of you, you wish we'd do more of them. So here, even if you don't build to the full pigeon variation that we have today, enjoy the different variations along the way. Maybe you reach for that further point. Let the body ease into this. You don't have to go to your furthest point right away. And again, it's letting yourself have the permission just to drop into these moments within the stretch. This, I think, is what becomes our yoga practice. Goes beyond just a physical movement, and it's just us within it, and just creating this calming environment while we sit here, while we lay here. Use that core strength As you unclasp, let the foot come to the floor and take your arms out like wings. With those belly muscles working, let's roll to our right hip now. Again, really work to bring the bottom of the foot into the floor. If that's hard, maybe grab a book, a cushion, something to catch you. Can you look over to this left side now so that you run the length of this beautiful ringing out of the spine from tailbone all the way up to the tip of the neck. Let the eyes close. You don't need to look out here. You can just drop into how this feels for you. Maybe as things get quiet, you even notice the tiny little sensations, subtle sensations as the body unwinds and releases. With core strength, we'll come back to the back. Bring that knee in, adjust the spine as you need. Lay this right leg down. Trickle movement out into the foot, the ankle, those toes. And then let's send the foot skywards, guys, and climb the hands up that leg to find a really good spot for you. And it might be a different hold to what you had on the first side because it's the second side. Always a little bit different, right? Strong, long hamstring muscles that kind of weave themselves down from the bum, the inner thigh, all the way down across to the sort of the back of the knee and beyond. From here, use your breath, bend into the knee, coming to that knee to chest. And then as you're ready, you can release this leg all the way out, all the way down. Let this leg get heavy, let the foot drop away. We'll interlace the hands together and turning the palms up to the ceiling. We'll lower the arms all the way overhead. From here, start to release the hands. Now they can press to the back wall as you reach your toes down to that front wall. And this just creates beautiful, energizing stretch, end to end of the body. Let the breath flow. Feel all that effort. Pull the belly muscles in and start to bring those knees to chest as you wrap your hands around yourself, massaging your back. You'll roll across your back, side to side. If you part the knees a little bit wider, it will make the movement a little bit bigger, covering more surface area. Allow yourself to get into all the nooks and the crannies of your back. Finding your way back to center, we'll slip the hands to the backs of the knees. Pulling the belly in tight, we make this a core movement now, guys. We'll start to rock up and down the spine. We're going to try and keep the feet from touching the floor. This adds a nice little bit of core work in. Use your breath. You might even be able to pause a little end to end as you go through these movements. The next time that you come up, hold yourselves up and then let's sit those feet down into the floor. Sit the bum back a little bit and take the feet out to either side of the mat. Let's drop those knees over to the left side and come up onto our left bum, turning towards this left knee. Let's bring our hands down to either side of the knee, bracketing the knee. Finding an inhale, we'll start to round the spine like cat back and dive down towards the floor. Inhale, roll and scoop until you're lifting all the way up. Adding an extra piece in here, we'll bring our hand to our right hip and we'll sit back into that right cheek as much as you can. Then come back up onto your left side. Turn back towards this knee. Let's find an inhale and let's dive down with our exhale. Inhale, scoop and lift like your cow back. Exhale, let's sit back into that right cheek. Inhale, back to start. Exhale, turn and dive. Inhale, scoop and lift. So here's our diving dolphin sequence, which is such a fabulous way to get into the hips a little bit more, into the pelvis. You're going to feel your lower back in the movement as well. In fact, your whole spine with this movement. There's no rush with this. You really just want to tune into your breath. Exhaling as you sit back. Inhaling when you find start. Exhaling to turn and dive. Inhaling up. This is such a meditative sequence once you get into it, that it's lovely to enjoy just as many of these as feel good to you and not feeling rushed in a count. So how about the next time that you come up, we pause here. We're going to lower all the way down onto our forearms and maybe grab your cushion if you need a little bit more proppage here. Some of you might be able to one potato, two potato your fists and rest your head on that top fist. Some of you might be able to bring your head all the way down to the floor. This allows us to sit into our hip and have a beautiful soak into the hip here with the weight of the body resting on it. Let yourself settle into this guys. The head doesn't need to look up. You can just enjoy letting yourself drop down. I'll guide you back when we're ready. Finding a breath, let's lift ourselves all the way up. At the top here, sit lovely and tall. Bring your right hand across to this left knee, your left hand behind you. Let's go for a little twist around to this left side. Nice long breath up the spine, nice long breath out. Take your time to unwind yourself all the way back through center. And as you're ready, let's prepare for our other side. So we'll lower our knees to our right. We'll sit up onto that right cheek. We'll turn towards this right knee and we'll dive and we'll round all the way down. Then we'll scoop and we'll lift all the way up. Sit back into that left cheek and then come up onto your right. Nice fluid movement here, guys. No rush, no hurry. Find your breath and inhale as we start. And exhale to dive. An inhale to lift. And an exhale to sit back. Inhale to start. Exhale to dive. Inhale to lift, exhale to sit back. Just find this nice, smooth rhythm. How about the next time you come up onto that right side, we lower ourselves all the way down, resting on forearms again, or maybe coming down onto fists, or maybe all the way down to the floor. Those of you enjoying your jigsaw puzzles right now and lots of extra sit time, isn't this just getting into all those muscles that have tightened up a little bit? As you're ready, we'll breathe ourselves up. We'll let the spine grow lovely and tall. Left hand comes around to this right knee, his right hand comes behind, and we'll just wring ourselves out, looking across that shoulder. Nice easy breath. And then unwind yourself all the way back to your center point. All right, let's come into our tabletop. In tabletop, let's breathe our left knee out into our fire hydrant. And from there, we're just going to lower and lift, lower and lift. Keep it going. Lower, lift, lower, lift. Keep the belly muscles nice and tight, hugged in, suctioned up from the floor. One more and hold that knee up. From here, we'll draw some circles with the knee. Let this movement be as exaggerated as feels good for you. There's no rush with this. Let's change direction, go the other way. Next time the knee's coming up, we're going to tap it towards this left arm. You might not get all the way, that's fine. And then cross the leg all the way over, let the leg land. Turn to look around towards that right side. Use those core muscles to pick the leg back up, tap the arm again, and cross the leg all the way over. Let it land, let the foot lay down, and look around towards that foot. It's a lovely stretch here in our side body. One more time, pull the belly in, knee to arm, cross the leg all the way over. This time, guys, curl those back toes under, lift the knee from the floor to extend the leg, and look a little further around towards this right side. Use those core muscles to lift the leg all the way up. Let's take a balance here. Keeping this left leg extended, can you reach your right arm out in front of you? Keep the belly strong and the breath flowing. From here, let's bring the hand down. Let's bring the knee down, and we'll change to our right side. So lifting that right knee up, let's lower and lift, lower and lift, lower, lift, lower, lift. Let's go one more, two more. Hold this knee up and draw into those circles. Lovely rotational movement for the hip here. One more big circle in this direction. Keep the belly nice and tight, and then change up direction. Go around the other way. Try not to collapse the arms. Sometimes they give a little bit. Try and keep them nice and strong. The next time the knee comes up, bring it to that right arm. Maybe make connection, and then cross the leg all the way over. Let the foot land as well if you can. Use those belly muscles, knee to arm, and then cross the leg all the way over. Let the foot land. One more time, guys. Knee to arm, cross the leg. This time, let's curl the toes under, lift that back knee up and see if you can look all the way around towards that foot on your left side. Use those core muscles to help you pick this leg all the way up and reach your left arm all the way out in front of you. Nice and strong here. Follow the breath and then let the hand come down, let the knee come down. Curl the toes, tilt the tailbone. Let's push ourselves up and back into our downward facing dog. Let's go for a little walk here, stretching everything out. Into all the nooks and crannies here. And then as you're ready, let your heels settle down towards the floor. Let's start with our right leg, guys. Taking the right leg high to the sky into our three-legged dog. Let's glide forward into our plank and bring our knee to that right arm and the knee across to that left arm, and then go back to that three-legged dog. Can you do that again? Do you want to do that again? Let's go knee to right arm, knee to left arm, and then push back. One more time. Let's go knee to right arm, knee to left arm. Push all the way back. Peel this knee back and open, guys. Look up at your hands and let's step this foot, this leg, all the way through into our pigeon. Let your spine grow beautifully tall and try and shine your hips straight forward. Those of you who want a little playful edge here, maybe bending into this knee, reach back and see if you can find your foot. Maybe take a little balance here and take your hand from the floor, even reaching the arm out in front of you or up towards the ceiling. A nice big breath here, releasing that leg down. Let's come all the way down into pigeon. Maybe add some pillows here if you need a little extra support. We'll let the head drop down. Let's start to breathe and lift ourselves up. We're going to sit over onto that right bum and swoop this left leg all the way around. Sit fully into your bottom here and really try and keep this foot planted into the floor. Let the spine grow lovely and tall. We'll bring the right hand across to this leg and the left hand behind us to help with our twist here. Looking over that left shoulder. And then unwind yourself back through center. Let's send this left leg, this top leg, all the way back into pigeon. Try this, guys. Try curling those back toes under, picking yourself up from the floor and hovering this leg above the floor, and then sending yourself back into your three-legged dog. Let the leg come all the way down to the floor, letting yourself land And ease those knees down to the mat, coming back into your table, parting the knees out to either side of the mat, sitting back into your child's pose. From child's pose, let's breathe ourselves back up into our tabletop. And in tabletop, we'll curl the toes, we'll tilt the tailbone, and we'll power ourselves back up into our downward facing dog. Let's take that left leg high to the sky. And using those core muscles, glide yourself forward, tap the left arm, cross over to the right arm, and then press yourselves back to that three-legged dog. Let's go again. Knee to left arm, knee to right arm, push yourself back. One more time. And then this time, let's go through into pigeon. Knee works over towards that left thumb as foot kicks out to this right side. Find your spine, get nice and tall here as much as you can. Try and square your hips as much as you can. You might like your mermaid or merman pose here, reaching back for the foot. Maybe you can find balance and take your arm out in front of you. Nice easy breath here, guys, and then release. And come on down, folding all the way over yourself, bringing some lovely weight into the hip. Let yourself melt into this for a little bit of time. Remember, you don't need to watch the screen now. Just enjoy how this feels in your body. Notice things like how the side of the body is very free with the arms out of the way, so there's so much room for the lungs to expand, the ribcage to stretch. Let's lift and breathe ourselves all the way up. Sit over onto this left side, sweep the right leg all the way over. Try and again get this foot to plant into the floor, nice tall spine. Bring your left hand over to this right leg and your right hand behind, and slowly work around into your twist, peering over this right shoulder. It's fun to challenge the vision, that blind spot, the periphery vision. Use your breath to unwind you all the way back to center, and then from center we send this right leg back. This brings us back into pigeon. Try again to float yourself up from the floor and then send yourself all the way back into your three-legged dog. Breathe that leg all the way down and settle back into downward facing dog. Let's ease those knees down to the floor, part the knees out wide, big toes touch, sit back again into your child's pose and let the head settle into the mat. Walking and breathing and lifting ourselves up. Can you sit back onto your heels? Let your hands lay out on your lap and just follow your breath and notice the after effects from your playful pigeon. I encourage you to come down for a Shavasana now and give yourself a little time to rest. And I thank you for taking this time to practice with me. Namaste.